Hello everyone, welcome to my kitchen. My name is Chef Natalie, founder of ElegantlyRaw Cuisine and a doctor of clinical nutrition and functional medicine. Thank you so much for joining the channel today. I know you could have been anywhere else, but you choose to be here with me at 5. So call your friends, get your paper and pens, and get ready to take some notes. I am excited because today, excited and sad, because today is day 21. Day 21, the last day of our 21 days of ElegantlyRaw Cuisine breakfast recipes. I hope you have been trying the recipes, but if you haven't, no problem. You can go back and look at the videos that we've done before. And if you have any questions, feel free to send me a message and I will get back to you as quickly as I can. So today we are doing an amazing last dish, very easy, simple breakfast recipe. Now I'm going to make it as complicated as I could, but you don't have to. You just can keep it really simple, right? But I want to say we here at ElegantlyRaw Cuisine believe that food is medicine and medicine is your food. And it should be your primary go-to when you're sick. We need to make sure that we're eating a diet filled with natural, raw living foods, the way God has given it to us. When our bodies were designed, God gave us the night, the day, gave us the animals and all these different things, but he also gave us the diet that was given to us in Genesis 1:29. And he outlined what our food should be: seeds, nuts, and seeds, fruits with seeds in them, right? He did not say food with seeds and here's a microwave, and food with seeds and here's a toaster oven and here's a barbecue pit, right? He gave us a plant-based diet that is filled with the intelligence, as I would call it. Yes, I call it intelligence, that would tell your bodies what to do with the food that's coming in, how it's going to detox you, how it's going to heal you, how it's going to cleanse your cell at a cellular level. So here at ElegantlyRaw Cuisine, we teach those principles and we use them to help you regenerate your cells at the cellular level. I don't care what disease you have. I am concerned that if you are sick, the organism is sick, the cells are dysfunctional. So what does your cell need in order for it to live and thrive? What nutrition are you missing? Why isn't your cell detoxifying? God has built in its own detoxification system in your cells. And you have the power to activate it by putting the right food in your body, by sleeping when you should, by exercising. You have the power within you to implement the basic laws of health in your life so that your cells will regenerate, so that your skin will look healthy, and that you will have a life without medication as much as you can. And then you would live a life and you would age gracefully. Okay, so anyway, I talk too much. So let's get into the recipe. So today my recipe is, what did I say? Papaya de la Creme. And why did I call it Papaya de la Creme? Because there is a recipe out there that I absolutely love to look at, but I've never eaten it before. And it's called, I think it's Caramel de la Creme. And it's made up of dairy and sugar and I guess things that I don't really eat. I'm sure it's delicious for those who eat those things. But I don't eat those things, but I love it. It's a visual appeal that I like about it because I love my food to look good, because the first thing we do for digestion is that we look at the food and then we make a visual decision. Are we going to eat that food? Am I in love with that plate that's coming on my table? Right? You make a visual decision about the food that's coming before you. Don't you know when you make that visual decision, you are sending a message to your brain and your brain is sending a message to your gut, and they're making a decision what they should do with this food coming in. So anyways, I love how this Caramel de la Creme looks, and I know it's not plant-based, and I know it has sugar, and I know they cooked it and they did all kind of stuff with it. But my Papaya De la Creme, it's plant-based, it's vegan, it's filled with polyphenols and lycopene and digestive enzymes and antioxidants and things that will nourish my cells, right? And it's delicious, and it's naturally sweetened by God, giving us the dates and the sweetness within the food. We don't need to add sugar. Why do we add sugar to our food? Sugar is a chemical. Did you know that? So anyways, this dish here is just I think it's going to be phenomenal. So when you try it, let me know. Okay, so let's get down to what's going into this recipe. So on my far left, we have now this recipe has about 3 or 4 moving parts. Okay, so we have different ingredients for the different parts. We're going to make a nice topping out of fresh coconut meat. When I say fresh, I'm not adding anything else. It's going to be fresh coconut meat. This recipe is going to be very tropical oriented, very tropical oriented. So that's the topping I'm going to put on there. Then there's another topping, or like a liquid sweetener, will just be made from pure dates and some vanilla extract and some cinnamon. If you wanted to put a splash of lemon in there, that's good, but I don't have lemon. And then we're going to make the actual Papaya De la Creme piece from using fresh papaya. I do have half of a papaya here. I used the other half to make the dish last night, so you'd see the finished dish. We're going to add to the papaya, and this papaya should give you 2 cups of papaya. We're going to add to the papaya a tablespoon of Irish moss, and then we're going to blend up that papaya with half a cup of Brazil nuts. And I always like to be strategic and intentional when I put my recipes together. I think about your health. I think about, what is this dish going to do to your cells? How is it going to heal you while you enjoy it? How is it going to promote nice skin and remove constipation? I never prepare a dish for just enjoyment, right? Because you can enjoy in your mouth and suffer in your rear, if that makes sense. Anyways, let's get going. So first, let's make the topping with the fresh coconut cream, not fresh coconut meat. So this is fresh coconut meat from it's not a dry coconut, it's the green ones. When you open it and you take out the water, the meat is still pliable. So I'm going to put a few. I don't want a lot. And I want the ones that are more firm, because that will give the cream structure, right? I'm going to try to blend it without adding water. Okay. So we got the fresh meat. Now, there's no measurement for this coconut meat. You just put how much you want to put in there, because whatever is left over, you can put it in a smoothie, all right? I know I don't have gloves on today because my gloves are all finished and there was snow all weekend and I couldn't buy anything. All right. All right. So we need to put a little liquid to blend it, and I'm going to use the liquid from the coconut milk. And the reason why I'm not adding any sweetener to the coconut meat, because the coconut is naturally sweetened. Now, if you're living somewhere where you don't have coconut, you can use some nut cream, or you can use dried coconut and make a cream from that if you don't have the fresh coconut. All right. And it's really optional. You don't need to add it to the recipe. All right, this looks pretty good. It's a nice cream. Ooh, very nice. So I am going to just scrape it out, and I'll show you what it looks like, if you can see it. So you want to make it thick because you want it to kind of sit on the dessert. You want it to run a little bit, but you also want it to sit on the dessert, on the breakfast. It could be a dessert too if you want it to be a dessert. So it's kind of thick there. I'm just gonna rinse it out with a little bit of the coconut water. We want all the stuff that we paid for. And you can also buy frozen coconut meat. If you look on Amazon, I think they have them. Just make sure you get organic and you want it without added ingredients, okay? And this is really how you should be consuming coconut, not necessarily with the not necessarily the oil by itself, although you can use the oil therapeutically. So this is the meat. We'll just put it here for now. And now I'm gonna make the date sauce. We're not wash. We don't need to wash it out. We'll just add a little bit of vanilla extract, like a quarter of a teaspoon, and a quarter teaspoon of cinnamon, sorry. I will just blend that up. I hope I took all the seeds out. You don't need to over blend it because we're just going to eat it. Just put it right back in the jar for when I need it. All right. So now we are going to blend up the papaya so we can make the main part of the recipe. So we need to just peel our papaya, fresh papaya. And we're going to remove the seeds. Okay, don't use a big knife like me, okay? Unless you're very skilled in using knives, because you don't want to cut yourself. And let me do it the right way. Let's just put it on the board and just do it this way. That's safer. My Trinidad habits gets the better of me sometimes. This is the safer way to peel the papaya, or you can use a potato peeler if you have a potato peeler. And the papaya is packed full of vitamin C. I mean, it's almost 100% of the vitamin C requirement you need every day. I think it's 100 grams of it. And do you know, it's also packed with lycopene. You know that lycopene that's in the tomato that everybody wants to cook to increase the amount in the dish? Well, why don't you cook the papaya? So if God wanted you to cook the food, he would not put things in it that would be destroyed by heat, okay? He would not put antioxidants in the food that will be destroyed by heat. So I don't really agree with cooking the tomato to get more lycopene. Okay, maybe if you're making medication for somebody who need a strong dose of lycopene, yes, but you can't tell me to cook the tomato to get lycopene, and it just won't happen. All right, so now you can remove the seeds. Now don't throw the seeds away because the seeds are great for parasites. Now, some people say you could swallow them whole. Some people say to eat them, I don't know, just put them in your body, get them in there, and let the parasites nibble on them and die. Okay, so we're going to remove the seeds for this recipe. Now, sometimes I just eat the papaya with the seeds because I tell you the seeds are very nutritious. I make smoothies with the seeds. You can also dry the seeds and save them in a jar and sprinkle them on, it's like they're a little spicy, so sprinkle them over your food if you want a little kick on your food or your recipes. All right. There are studies showing that I think 14 weeks of eating fresh papaya and that there's regeneration of the skin cells. You have much improved skin texture. You understand? And then also there's another study that I saw when a group of people had fermented papaya for a few weeks, it reduced the oxidative stress. A lot of people have oxidative stress from smoking, from stress, from eating poor food, which means you have more toxins circulating in your body than you have antioxidants. So from eating more papaya, the high antioxidant content of the papaya with the lycopene in it, not heated, not destroyed like how you cook the tomatoes, help to reverse oxidative damage to the skin. So my friends who are in the Caribbean, you are indeed blessed, okay? So, all right, so let's put this in the cup. We want to get about 2 cups or close to 2 cups as possible. So let's chop it up. And then we'll start blending it. We'll throw that in there. And you don't have to get complicated like me to make a dish. You can just open up your papaya and eat it just like that. But sometimes you want to impress your friends or maybe use it as a dessert. You can, make a fancy dish if you want. But you can eat the papaya just like this on your plate and enjoy it. You don't need to try to perfect God's creation. He already perfected it for you. It's ripe off the tree. It's ready. It's rich with antioxidants, lycopene, vitamin C. It's anti-inflammatory, and it also has papain, which breaks down protein. So you can enjoy this as a pre-meal sometimes, digestive support, because the papain in it will break down the protein that is going to follow by your cooked meal if you're going to eat some kind of cooked meal. Okay, so I have my 2 cups of papaya in there. I'm going to add my ½ cup of milk. And I chose Brazil nuts because Brazil nut is a hidden gem that people don't talk about. Brazil nuts contain enzymes that increase glutathione. Do you know what glutathione is? Glutathione is your cell's #1 detoxifying enzyme or compound. If you don't have glutathione in your cells, you are going to get sick. So if you want to increase the cellular detoxification, you need to make sure you have sufficient glutathione in your body. So selenium together with vitamin C will amplify the glutathione production in your cells. We here at ElegantlyRaw Cuisine believe in cellular health and cellular nutrition. And we believe that the body could be healed if we give it the right nutrition at the cellular level coming from raw living foods. So what I did is I soaked about 1/4 cup of raw Brazil nuts, rinsed them out, removed the phytic acid, and then I blended it into a cream, a nice thick cream. So all you need is about 1 to 2 soaked Brazil nuts a day, and that will help your body start to rebuild the glutathione in the cells. And also selenium is good for your thyroid. So if you're having thyroid problems, it's not just iodine you need selenium, you need zinc, you need vitamin C for thyroid health as well. And again, we go back to the cells. We need to heal our bodies from a cellular level, right? So that's why I love using selenium in my nut milks. I add it to my nut milks as well. I use selenium. I use Brazil nuts a lot. So if you don't have Brazil nuts, try and get some. Okay, so I'm going to put a tablespoon of Irish moss in there. Maybe you can put more. I'm going to put 2. You can put 2 if you like. I put 2. It's not going to kill you. All right, so now we're just going to blend this baby up. now it's nice and creamy. It has a rich orange color. It's very creamy. Now, as I said, you don't need to add any of this to your papaya. You can blend it up and enjoy it just like that. But if you want to get a little fancy, you can try my recipe and do all the frills and trills. So now I'm going to mold the papaya in a dish. I'm going to put it in a mold, and then I'm going to pop it into the refrigerator. Now, I'm using plastic wrap. Now, I'm going to hear you say BPA and all this kind of stuff. Let me tell you right now. This says BPA free, PVC free. It is a natural plastic. So if you want to know what it is, you message me and I'll give it to you. But it's not going to sit in this very long. It's just so that it wouldn't stick to the container. And when I'm taking it out, it would not break in half. So we will not die, okay? So I'm going to take the plastic out. I can unstick it here for a minute. But we really should not be using plastic, okay, my friends? Plastic is a no-no, especially when you're healing your body. All right. I was trying to use parchment paper, but parchment paper would not work, you know, so we're just going to use this BPA, PVA-free, natural plastic. Okay. So now that we have put this in here, created our mold, we're just going to pour this in here. It's very nice, thick and creamy. And then we will set this in the fridge to mold up. All right, see it there? I'm just going to knock it around a little bit so I get out all the bubbles. All right, so this will mold very well. And then I'll show you what it looks like. I have one in the refrigerator. Okay, so give me one quick second. Okay. So this is the one overnight. I had it overnight and half of a day. All right, so it is molded. It should be solid. So let's take it out for a minute. All right, so just going to put it over the plate and then we're going to flip it, all right? Okay, let's see here. Knock it to release it from the mold. All right, see how easy it is? So if you know what they call the Papaya Del la Creme, you know it kind of looks like, has a shape, and that's what I was going for. Now, if I were to, if I was doing some catering, which we do here at ElegantlyRaw Cuisine, I would shape it up some more with a knife and all that, but we need to eat everything. All right, so this is what it looks like. Very molded coming out the fridge, almost like a cheese, okay? So you can eat it like this, put some fruit on it and enjoy it. Absolutely wonderful. But I don't have extra fruit today. You know, it would look good with some strawberries, mangoes, things like that. So let's plate this. So I'm going to put the coconut cream over the top, all right? Coconut cream over the top. Just let it swirl. Okay. You can also put the coconut cream around the edges. You know, you can put it around the edges. So this is naturally sweetened. As I said, I didn't put anything in the coconut cream, the coconut meat there. And then we are going to just add the sweetener, a little bit of the date sweetener. All right. All right. And then I do have some dried bananas, which I dried in my dehydrator last night. So you can literally just poke this in here. Just some dried bananas to give it some thing. I dried them in my dehydrator. It looks amazing. Okay. And if you wanted to add a little bit of the papaya seeds so that you can get a little parasite action going, you can drop a few the papaya seeds in here. We don't want that. We want perfection, huh? All right, a few more papaya seeds. And then we just sprinkle a little bit of, just a little dusting of cinnamon. All right. A little dusting of cinnamon. How about a little dusting of vanilla powder too? Oh, that looks so amazing. And of course, I went to the store, but I didn't get mint. I don't know what I got here. It looks like mint to me. So we'll just put that in there. All right. And here you go. This is my, there you go. This is the amazing Papaya Del la Creme. Do you see it? I hope you see. I'm going to bring it closer so you can have a closer look at it. Look at that. And this is a breakfast dish, or it can be your dessert. And it's natural. And I think people who have glucose challenges could have this because we didn't put any. You can probably not use the dates on here, but you can probably have it. All right, so there you go. This is my amazing ElegantlyRaw, the last recipe for our 21 days of ElegantlyRaw cuisine breakfast recipes. And I just want to say thank you so much for joining me. If you feel as though you want me to come in your area, in your community, in your job, at your church, reach out. I'm happy to come so that you can actually taste the meals rather than look at it. I'm happy to come and give a talk or do a wonderful food demonstration with little snacks that you can enjoy. So again, the call to action is to try to add more raw, vegan, living foods to your diet so that you can enjoy the natural benefits of high antioxidant food so that you can lower your risk of oxidative stress, all right, and improve your skin tone, you know. All right, over and out. Bye. Love you all.